All right, Yorkshire faithful, gather round because what I'm about to lay on you is massive. And I mean absolutely massive for our beloved Whites. If you're not sitting down right now, you better find a chair because the news coming out of Thorpe Arch and the corridors of Elland Road is the kind that sends shivers down your spine and gets your heart racing faster than a Nanto counterattack. We're back in the Premier League, baby. 8 points from 6 games, our fortress at Elland Road standing tall. And the Yorkshire Army making some serious noise that's got the whole of England talking. And yes, I mean talking. With rival fans literally shaking in their boots while simultaneously trying to tear us down on social media. But here's where things get absolutely wild. Whites faithful. Picture this, a Belgian winger who helped fire us to promotion is currently sitting on a bench in Spain, watching from afar, probably itching to pull on that glorious white shirt again. Meanwhile, at our training ground, the medical room is getting crowded. 2 of our attacking stars have gone down, and one of them might be staring at a long spell on the sidelines. And if that wasn't enough to get your blood pumping, there's whispers of a £50 to £0.3 million wonder kid from Brazil, who's caught the eye of our American owners, putting us in direct competition with Champions League giants. Can you feel it? That's the tension, the excitement, the absolute chaos that comes with being a Leeds United supporter. We're not just surviving in the Premier League, we're making statements. We're building something special. And we're doing it while the entire football world watches with a mixture of jealousy and straight-up fear. Before we dive into this madness, do me a favor, smash that like button if you're ready for this journey, and drop a comment telling me how you're feeling about our Premier League return. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss what's coming next. So here's the question that's keeping Daniel Farke up at night, with injuries mounting, rivals mocking, and European ambitions brewing. How do the Whites navigate this absolute storm? Because trust me, what I'm about to reveal about our injury crisis and a certain player we let go in August is going to make you question everything. Let's get into it. Right, Yorkshire Army, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the Belgian who's not in the room, Largi Ramazani. Remember him? Course you do. The man who lit up the championship last season with his pace, his skill, his ability to turn defenders inside out and leave them wondering what day it is. 31 appearances, 7 goals, and that electric energy that had Elland Road on its feet every time he touched the ball. The former Manchester United youngster who found his home with us, who helped drag us back to the promised land of the Premier League. And what did we do in August? We loaned him to Valencia. Yeah, that's right, shipped him off to Spain just when we needed attacking depth the most. Now, at the time, maybe it made sense. Maybe Farke thought, we've got James, we've got Nanto, we've got the new signings, we're sorted. But here's where it gets brutal. Whites faithful, Daniel James, our Welsh wizard, our speed merchant, our get dash out dash of dash jail dash free card when we need to hit teams on the break. He's looking at a long spell on the sidelines. We're not talking a week or 2 here. We're talking the kind of injury that has you counting games and calculating return dates. Like you're planning a military operation. And Willie Nanto, he's picked up a knock too. Short term, they say, but it's still one less weapon in our arsenal. So let me paint you a picture. We're in the Premier League, mixing it with the big boys. Elland Road is rocking, and suddenly our attacking options are dropping like flies. Dominic Calvert-Lewin came in with big expectations, but he's been missing chances. That would make your Sunday league mate blush. Noah Okafor scored against Wolves. Brilliant. Love to see it, but Farke himself has been demanding more from him because the glimpses just aren't enough. Lucas Mecha is still finding his feet, and Joel Pirro, bless him, can't do it all alone. And where's Ramazani? Sitting on Valencia's bench, coming on for 3-minute cameos, picking up an assist against Getafe. And doing what? Commenting on Joe Rodon's Instagram after our draw with Bournemouth. The man is still bleeding white, gold, and blue. He's still one of us in his heart, watching from afar. Probably wondering why he's not at Thorpe Arch right now helping his brothers in battle. Here's the kicker, though nobody knows if there's a recall clause in his Valencia deal. Can Farke pick up the phone, admit he made a mistake, and bring our Belgian dynamo back to LS11? Because right now, with James potentially missing massive chunks of the season and our attacking depth looking thinner than a championship budget, Ramazani might be exactly what we need. The Yorkshire faithful on social media are already screaming for it. Bring back Ramazani. They cry, "We need him." And you know what? They're absolutely right. This isn't hindsight bias, this is common sense. When you're fighting for Premier League survival and your wingers are in the treatment room, you don't let proven championship quality sit in Spain making 3-minute appearances. Farc's got decisions to make, and fast. Because this injury crisis isn't just a bump in the road. It could derail our entire season if we're not careful. But hold on, White's faithful, because if you think that's dramatic, wait until you hear about the war of words erupting around our beloved Elland Road. Now, Yorkshire faithful. Let's talk about something that really gets my blood boiling, and I mean in the best way possible. Let's talk about Elland Road, our fortress, our cathedral, our 37,792 capacity cauldron of noise, passion, and pure, unadulterated intimidation. The place where Sean Longstaff walked in and said it's crucial to our Premier League survival. The place where Alan Shearer himself admitted our atmosphere could be the difference between staying up and going down. The place where new signing James Justin called it one of the best atmospheres in world football. Not English football, not British football, world football. But here's where it gets absolutely spicy, White's faithful. While we're sitting pretty, unbeaten at home this season, making Elland Road the fortress it deserves to be, the rest of the country is losing their minds. Rival fans are coming out of the woodwork like termites, trying desperately to tear us down, to mock us, to convince themselves that our atmosphere isn't what everyone knows it is. Check this out, some Hull City supporter pipes up with, "Now show us the atmosphere." When they were in League One. Oh, you mean when 30,000 plus loyal Yorkshire Warriors still packed Elland Road even in the third tier? When we had attendances that would embarrass most championship clubs. That League One. Then a Manchester United fan, because of course it's a United fan, claims we have forced limbs. Forced limbs. Have you ever seen anything forced about a Leeds celebration? When we score at Elland Road, it's like a volcano erupting. Pure, organic, unfiltered joy mixed with years of suffering. Southampton fans getting involved, trying to count how many proper Leeds supporters there actually are. A Chelsea fan calling us the nastiest atmosphere and lumping us in with Millwall and Cardiff. And then a Man City fan bringing up that we had 16,000 empty seats a decade ago. Yeah, mate. That's what happens when your club is being run into the ground by terrible ownership. But we survived, we rebuilt, and now we're back. Listen, Yorkshire Army. When rival fans from Manchester, London, Southampton, and everywhere in between are taking time out of their day to criticize Leeds United's atmosphere on social media, you know what that tells me? IT tells me they're absolutely terrified. They're scared of what Elland Road represents. They're scared of the noise, the passion, the fact that coming to LS11 is a genuinely daunting task for any team in this league. And here's the beautiful part, it's about to get even better. The 49ers ownership group isn't messing around. They're in negotiations with Leeds City Council right now, and the plan? Take Elland Road from 37,790 to capacity to nearly 56,000. That's right, 56,000 Yorkshire Warriors all in one place, all singing, all creating an atmosphere that'll make Champions League nights look tame. The final decision is coming in October, potentially any day now. Can you imagine? An extra 18,000 voices added to the choir. Elland Road wouldn't just be one of England's largest stadiums. It would be one of Europe's most intimidating venues. So to all those rival fans crying on social media, we see you. And we love it. Because being the most disliked team in the country just means we're doing something right. Keep talking. Keep hating, because every single criticism just proves how much we live rent-free in your heads. But speaking of the 49ers and their ambitions, you're not going to believe what they've got cooking. All right, Yorkshire faithful, we've reached the climax. The moment where everything crashes together. We've talked injury crisis, we've celebrated our fortress, watched rival fans melt down. Now it's time to talk about the future, and the future is looking bright. Let me introduce you to Gustavo Prado. This 20-year-old Brazilian midfielder playing for Internacional is the real deal. He's already represented Brazil at under-20 level 7 times. He was part of the squad that won the 2-0-5 South American Under-20 Championship. And reports coming out of Brazil from Correio de Povo confirm that Leeds United are interested. We're tracking him, we're watching him, and here's where it gets absolutely insane. His release clause, £50 to £0.3 million. Let that sink in. Leeds United, your Leeds United, is being mentioned with a £50 to £0.3 million wonder kid. But wait, it gets better. Who else is interested in Prado? Stuttgart, who've played Champions League football. Atalanta, who've played Champions League football. These are elite European clubs, and we're going toe-to-toe with them. This isn't some championship punt. This isn't bargain bin shopping. This is Prague Marad and the 49ers ownership group showing the world that Leeds United means business. They're not content with survival. They're building something special. They're scouting South America like the elite. They're competing with Champions League teams for talent. Think about what this means. Sean Longstaff has been brilliant in midfield, grabbing his first goal against Bournemouth. Anton Stach has been a revelation, scoring absolute screamers from free kicks. But the 49ers aren't satisfied. They want more. They want to build a midfield that can compete with anyone. Prado is set to feature for Brazil in the Under-20 World Cup, which means Yorkshire faithful around the world will get a proper look at him. 13 appearances for Internacional, 1 goal already, and the kind of potential that has South America's biggest clubs circling. But we're in the conversation. Leeds United is fighting for his signature. This is what ambition looks like. This is what having owners who believe in this club, who understand the magnitude of Leeds United, who know that Elland Road deserves Champions League football looks like. The 49ers aren't here to tread water, they're here to build a legacy. And here's where everything connects. Remember our attacking crisis? Remember Ramazani? Remember rival fans mocking us? Well, smart recruitment like pursuing Gustavo Prado is exactly how you solve those problems. You don't panic buy. You target the right players. You compete with Europe's elite. If Leeds continues with this intelligent scouting, if the 49ers keep backing Fark, if that Elland Road expansion goes through with 56,000 fans, then those famous European nights will return. We're not just talking survival. We're talking about building something sustainable that brings Champions League football back to West Yorkshire. So here's my final call. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment. Should Fark recall Ramazani? Are you HYPED about Elland Road expansion? Would you take Gustavo Prado at Leeds? Let's get the conversation flowing. And here's the big question. With Champions League level ambition, Fortress Elland Road behind us, and the Yorkshire Army louder than ever, how far can this Leeds United team actually go? We're Leeds United, and we're marching on together. Mod.